Hi, this is Josh Pankey, Senior Technician at Telelink Communications in Virginia. We specialize in business telephone systems, voice and data cabling, and phone and internet services. Today we're going to show you how to use your J-Series phone. This model is a J179, but this video will apply to the other Avaya J-Series models. Let's start by going over all the buttons on your J-Series phone. On the left-hand side of the display, you have 4 keys. The first 2 or 3 will be line appearance keys. This will be where your incoming calls, outbound calls, calls on hold are all displayed on your phone. They are not tied to any physical telephone line. They just simply represent how many concurrent calls you can have on your phone. I also have a record key below that and a park key. On the right-hand side, I have speed dial keys for some of the other extensions on the system. These phones have 3 pages of buttons, and to scroll between, I can use the left and right on the scroll wheel, giving you a total of 24 programmable keys. Under the display, you have 4 black keys we refer to as soft keys. These keys will change depending on what you're doing on the phone. From the home screen, you have redial, status, and features. To use redial, you'll push your soft key for redial, and then the log that you can redial is displayed. Your soft keys have now changed to show call, details, and exit. If I go to features, this is where I can access call pickup, call forward, phone user, call settings, and visual voice options. The key here to the right with the small phone icon is your home screen. This will always take you back to your main phone screen from anywhere in the phone. For example, if I go to the redial screen and then press my home button, it takes me right back to my main screen. The button here to the left with the 3 lines, or the pancake stack, is your settings button. Settings is where you would go to change things like your phone's ringtone or display settings. Under that key, we have your contacts button, and this has a little person icon on it. If we select contacts, you should see all the other users in your phone system listed here. This contacts list you can use the scroll wheel to search between contacts. You can also use the keypad to dial name, such as if I dial CHE, I can find Cheryl. Once a name is highlighted, I can simply pick up the handset to dial that person, or I can press the call soft key and the call will be placed on speakerphone. Additionally, I could press any of these keys to call any of the names that line up with those buttons. The next key, down on the left, is your call logs button. This will illuminate red anytime you have a missed call. When I press the call logs key, it immediately takes me to my missed call log and the light clears. Once you're in the call logs, you can use the right and left of the scroll wheel to switch between missed calls, incoming calls, outgoing calls, or all calls. When viewing your call logs, you have the option to call the person back, press details to get detailed information about that call. You can delete the call log, or you can press more to add that as a contact, or delete all logs. The next feature we're going to cover is using voicemail on your Avaya phone. Your message key is this button here that has a small envelope icon on it. Anytime you have a new voicemail message, the light at the top right corner of your phone will be lit solid red. To access voicemail, I'm going to push my message key, and the first option I'm given is listen. Listen is for your personal mailbox. If you are a member of any group mailboxes, those will be listed below your listen option. The 3 numbers indicate new, old, and saved messages. By default, any message you listen to that you don't either delete or save is automatically moved to your old message folder. To listen to my messages, I can either hit select or I can use the center button of my scroll wheel. I'm going to select listen, and then I have the options of my new, old, or saved mailboxes. I'm going to select my new messages, and then I have a list of all the voicemails, the new messages I have. We call this visual voicemail because you see the caller ID as well as the date and time the message was left. To listen to the voicemail, I can again either use the center button of the scroll wheel to play it, or I have a play soft key.
Test message.
As soon as the message is played, your light is now taken away. And this is same for group mailboxes. Once one member of a group mailbox checks a message, the light is cleared from all the other phones. I have a more soft key, which I'll select, which gives me delete, save, or I can copy that message to another mailbox. I'm going to go ahead and delete that message. And then I'm going to hit back. And now I'm at my main voicemail screen again. Under any group mailboxes that you may have, you'll have an option for message. Message is not to be confused with your greeting. Message is a function where you can record audio and send it to other extensions on your phone system. For example, I can select message, and then I can record any bit of audio I want. And when I press stop, I'm then given the option of who I want to send that to. So I can press send to, and I can either enter in extensions that I want to send that audio to and click add, or I have a button that says DIR for directory, where I can search a dial by name directory and send that message to additional extensions. Under message, you have greeting. This is your personal mailbox greeting that you'll want to record when you get your new Avaya phone. If you don't record your personal greeting, callers can still leave you a message, but there's a default system greeting that's very bland. So you'll select greeting, then you'll select record. Once you record your greeting, you'll press stop. You are given an option where you can listen to that audio, and then when you're satisfied, you can hit the submit button, and that will save your personal greeting. Under greeting, you also have passcode. As you probably noticed, we did not have to enter a passcode to access voicemail. However, if you want to secure your voicemail so that others can't access it, or if you would like to be able to call in from outside of the office to access your mailbox, you must set a passcode. An additional feature enabled on some systems is voicemail to email. You should ask your system administrator about this function if you don't already have it active. This is where a audio.wav file attachment is included with an email anytime somebody leaves you a voicemail. When you're in your voicemail, you do have an email option where you can change whether the message is copied, meaning it sends it to your email and is available on your phone, forward, which is where it only emails, alert, which would be for a pager, or off, to turn voicemail to email off. Because I'm on Voicemail Pro with our system, I do not have the option, but on systems with embedded voicemail, you will also have a name option where you will need to record your name. If you do not record your name, similar to how you recorded your personal greeting, you will not be able to be found through any system dial by name directories. So it's very important that you record your greeting and your name when you get your new Avaya phone. The last few keys we're going to look at all have to do with how audio is handled on your phone. First being your headset key. If you would like to use a headset, these phones do have a headset port on the back, and you can press that key, which will illuminate red to activate that headset port. Under your headset key is your speakerphone key, which also illuminates red. Down below the dial pad, we have a plus and minus bar. This is your audio volume control for all features: headset, speakerphone, ringer, and with the handset lifted. To change my ringer volume, I can simply use the up and down arrow. This will again also change the audio level for my headset, speakerphone, or with the handset lifted, my handset volume. The last key on the bottom of the phone is your mute key. When mute is enabled, the key is lit solid blue. Now that we've covered all the buttons on your Avaya telephone, let's go over some call handling. The first thing we're going to do is call another extension internally on the phone system. If I know that person's 3-digit extension, I can go ahead and use the dial pad to dial it, or again, you have your contacts key that you can use to find other contacts on the phone system. So to start, I can either lift the handset, use the speakerphone key, headset key, or just begin dialing the 3 or 4-digit extension number. For this example, we're going to call Craig at extension 107. Notice that this call showed up on my A line appearance. Any of your inbound and outbound calls will show up on these line appearances. Again, they're not tied to physical lines, they just indicate how many simultaneous calls you can have on any given phone. The next thing we're going to do is place a call to an outside telephone number. Your system should have a prefix. Typically this would be 9. So again, to start an outbound call, I can either just begin dialing, or I can lift the handset, put the phone on speakerphone, or press the headset key first. I'm going to dial the main number here at Telelink, which is 9-703-810-8400.
Hello, and thank you for calling Telelink Communications. If you know the 3-digit extension.
Now I'm going to call Craig again to show you some of the other features that you have while you're on an active call. So again, I'm dialing 107. Now that you have an active call, your soft keys have changed. You have hold. To put a call on hold, I'm going to press that soft key. That will put the caller on hold, where they will hear your system's music on hold, and this key will be rapidly flashing green. Note that a call that is on hold is only on hold on your phone. To pick that call back up, I press the flashing key, and now I'm reconnected with the caller. I also have the option to do a conference call, which is where I can add another inside or external party to this call. If I would like to do that, I can press conference. It will put the first party on hold, and then I can either dial another extension internally, or I can press 9 and call another outside line. When the second party connects, you hit conference again to complete the 3-party conference. So we're going to call another extension, 105.
Hey there.
Hey, I'm making something real quick. Just hold the line. I'm going to hit conference again. And now I have a 3-party conference connected. Once the three-party conference is connected, I have a details button where I can see all the users on the conference call, and I could drop, mute, or add. I'm going to go ahead and drop Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome.
And now it shows me my two connected parties. The next key you have over is your transfer key. Transfer, there's two methods. You can do an attended transfer, which is where you're going to talk to the person first, or you can do a blind transfer, which is where you're going to just send the caller directly to that person. Just like conference, you'll press transfer and it will put the caller on hold where you can dial the 3-digit extension of the person you want to transfer to. You can transfer to outside 10-digit numbers. Just know that that will take up multiple lines in the system to do so. When I press the transfer key and dial the extension number, I can hit the complete key and that will send the call as a blind transfer.
Number.
The next call handling feature we're going to cover is how to do an attended transfer, as this is the most common way to transfer a call from one extension to another in the phone system. I'm going to start with an inbound call to my extension to show you what that looks like. While the call is ringing on my phone, you'll notice the LED in the top right-hand corner is flashing. I'm given soft keys to answer the call, send the call to voicemail, ignore it, or hang up. To answer, I can simply pick up the handset, press answer, or put the call on speakerphone. Now that I have an active call, we're going to transfer this call to Craig at extension 107. To do the attended transfer, I'm going to first hit the transfer key, which is going to put the caller on hold and allow me to dial another extension. I'm going to dial Craig at 107. Now that Craig has answered, I can let him know that I have a call holding for him, and he can choose whether he would like to accept that call or if he would like that caller sent to voicemail. If he wants to accept the call, I can simply hit complete, and that will send the call directly to him. If he chooses that he does not want that call, I can press the cancel key, where I'm then reconnected with the caller. The most common thing that would happen next in this scenario would be that you would want to send the caller to Craig's voicemail. To do a transfer to voicemail, you start with the active call and press the message key. Once you press the message key, you have the DIR option where you can go into the directory and search for the person's name that you'd like to send to voicemail, or you can dial the 3-digit extension number of that person and it will populate with their name. Once the name appears, you can hit select, and as soon as you hit select, the caller is then sent to voicemail. One important thing to note about transferring to voicemail is during that whole time, you push the message key and then search or dial the extension number, the caller can hear you unless you mute your phone using your mute key at the bottom. This is different from call transfer and hold, where as soon as you press transfer, conference, or hold, the caller immediately hears your music on hold. So please be aware that you are being listened to while you are doing that transfer to voicemail. The second most popular way to transfer calls between extensions is using what we call park pickup. We're going to start with another inbound call to my extension. Once I answer that call, if I would like to park it, I simply push an available park key on the system. In this example, I only have one park key that is not illuminated. Once I push that key, the call is now parked, and that is indicated by flashing green on your phone that parked the call and flashing red on every other phone in the system that has park keys programmed. To retrieve that call, it's very easy. You simply push the flashing park key and that call is now reconnected. Some people prefer this method over call transfer because there's less likelihood of losing a caller during the process. So again, one touch to park, one touch to pick that call back up. Very simple. This concludes the videos on how to use your Avaya J-Series phone. I hope you have learned something today, and if you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to our Telelink service department by either calling 703-674-5959, emailing us at service@telelinkcom.com, or by visiting our website, www.telelinkcom.com.